This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories.
And welcome to my review of the Imperial Dropship vs. Rebel Speeder Battle Pack. This is the final 25th anniversary the minifigure I will be getting. Also, I'm giving one as a gift because I am planning to buy the final figures, being Young Leia, Ninum, and Cal Kestis on their own, because I don't feel like buying those sets specifically, since I already have a Desert Skiff and Starlight Pit, and already have a Star Destroyer, and it'd just be ultimately cheaper for my wallet to just buy those figures on their own. But instead of using my typical Rick, I'll use the 25th anniversary stand, and it's fitting this is my last LEGO review for the year. So, with this being a special one, being a recreation of one of the first LEGO Star Wars Battle Packs ever, that I didn't look at this. Now looking at the figures, I'm going to be honest, I'm just going to look at one from each, since the only difference between them is the heads. So first we have our Imperial Stormtrooper. All these look the exact same with their armor. Only difference between them is the head under them. So if you just take a look at these two quickly, we have that head and that head. Now looking at our Rebel Troopers, I'll take a look at our one unique one, since the other two over there have the reuse of the heads from the Boarding the Tantive set earlier this year, and interesting enough, I think this is the only two sets of repeat figures, being the Stormtroopers and Rebel Fleet Troopers. But here we have the female Rebel Trooper, whose head is exclusive to the set. She has these two expressions, and only thing different with her besides that is the hand color. Yeah, besides that, one of these has the head from the regular trooper and the other one from Captain Antilles. So, yeah, honestly, I mean, they're both nice inclusions, and obviously they are just in here for the ability to go and build out more troopers. But time to look at the final figure, the one that's supposed to go on the stand, which is QTKT. And this is a droid that was first in the Clone Wars series, and in one of the weirder arcs, from what I remember, I think is her only appearance, although I could be wrong. And that appearance is for the one where they go on the secret mission, the first episode to introduce Gregor. And honestly, it's a cool droid. I believe this one has a bunch of mines built into her head that fly out, although I think it should have been a figure of R2KT. And that figure would honestly be so much nicer because of the call back to fans, since that droid has an extremely tragic story behind it, with the fact that it was designed by the founder of the 501st Legion group in real life, and that entire group is where the 501st from Revenge of the Sith and Clone Wars got its name. And that was a fan group that goes to so many great events, but the droid specifically was made for his daughter named Katie, who sadly died from cancer, I believe, and I know it was some disease, I'm pretty sure it's cancer, but he made this the droid, which is essentially a pink version of R2-D2, to watch over his daughter in her final days, because she was also a massive Star Wars fan. So honestly, I think that would have been such a better inclusion and such a great callback to just that incredible fan group. And well, as I said, this figure is nice, and it's cool to have a pink R2 unit. Fully pink, it's honestly just be so much nicer for that to have that other figure. But yeah, let's move on to the builds. And the first, and honestly way more boring one, is this Imperial Dropship. This set was remade for the 20th anniversary 5 years ago, so there's that. It has the ability to slide this little back area off, so you get 2 stormtroopers on the back. You can also put their blaster rifles in these clips. This engine can go partially, but not all the way down. And I was checking to see if this taking this out changed anything, but it doesn't. The front has 2 stud shooters, and then a cockpit that you can put the final trooper in. I'll show off all the figures in just a second. The second, honestly, way more impressive build is this recreation of the Rebel Speeder. And the reason this one, honestly, is weaker is because the one from 5 years ago was honestly way cooler than this, and included the Black Shadow Trooper, which is a direct recreation of the original set, which had a spot for 3 troopers to sit in the back and a Shadow Trooper to sit in the front. But here, this Rebel Speeder looks honestly awesome. It has a main cannon that can go up and down, then a full 360 for the turret. You could also, if you wanted to, pull this back area off. You could just have it as a regular transport speeder. But yeah, it also has a full 360. As I said, there's a small control panel up here, and seats for all 3 Rebel pilots. And honestly, this is one of the sets, the original one, that I wanted to get as a kid, but honestly just never really had the opportunity to get it. So that was ultimately disappointing to me. But now that I have this one, it's honestly just really nice to have. And as I said, you can go and spread the Rebel troopers throughout this to make sure they all have positions. And you do the exact same for the Imperials. Obviously, there's no spot for QT, KT, because she's just a bonus anniversary figure, and I do wonder what they're going to do in another 5 years. Well, technically 4 years, since this year is nearly over, for the 30th anniversary, if they're going to recreate original figures like they did for the first one, or give us 5 more figures that they generally weren't going to make without these sets, like they did for this year. So yeah, you could fit 1 trooper in the front, and then just for the ease of it, you can pop off the back and fit 2 final troopers on there. And yeah, honestly, it looks nice, but another person in my family did get the one from 5 years ago, and that one looks a lot better than this one and more like the original. But yeah, honestly, this is a solid one, and the 2 are able to go against it, with this acting as a dropship, and this is a speeder, so you can have a battle between it if you're younger, or it's just a nice set to display. And remember these nostalgic original battle packs if you are old enough to remember when they first came out. But yeah, honestly, both are really nice builds. I'd say the Rebel Speeder is my personal favorite because it's just this awesome little set I wanted to get for a while, and it took me so long to get a Rebel Fleet Trooper. In fact, I didn't get it until I got the Tantive a few years ago, and there was only one, and I've wanted to get more over the years. And it's just crazy that there's 2 different sets this year that had the Rebel Fleet Troopers. So yeah, honestly, I want to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you next episode of Legends and Theories.
Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.